Hello, Todd.
What's happening?
Uh, I wanted to bring up Sinners and Saints first because you've been doing that for 30 years. I know you just told me
Yeah,
that. And how's that going for you, man? Your
it's
shop, it's
going
a
good, man.
tattoo
It's
shop.
going good.
Probably
Busy,
one of
busy, busy.
probably one of the best ones in Pittsburgh, if I might say so
Uh,
myself.
oh well, thank you. We got a bunch of good artists to work there, so it's cool.
Yeah, you bring in the
Yeah,
special guests too and stuff, and
yeah,
that's
all,
really
all the
cool.
time. We have guest artists at least once a month.
That's
We're
awesome.
like a traditional tattoo shop, man. Like every all the flash in our shop is all hand painted by us or guest artists. It's pretty cool.
Cool. Did you actually grow up right in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which neighborhood are you from?
Mount Washington.
Oh, Mount Washington. Nice.
Yeah, just look the big mountain that looks over the whole downtown.
Yeah, you could get a great view of the city from up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
The three
yeah,
rivers, or two
yeah,
that
yeah,
connect
yeah,
into one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And we used to get it's cool up there because you can get into town in like 5 minutes. You
Yeah,
just take the incline down or walk down if you want.
the
It's
Duquesne
pretty cool.
Incline, right?
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
Duquesne. That was
yeah.
right by my house. Yeah, it's right by
Pittsburgh,
my. I live right down that street.
it's such a trip, that town, man. I'll tell you, it really is.
I
Um,
like it. I like it.
when did you get into music?
I got into music. It was always around when I was a kid. Nobody was actually musicians in my band, but like my mom and dad always had records, and my dad had 8 tracks and all that. And my mom we used to be like neighborhood uh, record stores, like mom and pop record stores where I grew up. There's like three of them up there. So we'd go out like every Friday or every payday when my mom or my dad or my mom or my grandma or grandfather got, we'd all go out to eat at the local restaurant. We'd always go to the record store. We could always pick out one 7 inch, me and my
Right.
sisters. So my sisters didn't care. I'd always try to talk them into buying what I wanted so I could get 3 records instead of just mine.
Do you remember
But
what you were into back then, as far as music goes?
just basically AM radio stuff like 10cc and just stuff that they would play on a sweet record or something, just stuff that they would play on AM radio back in the day. I mean, I'm 58 years old, so around, I'm talking about it,
Late
early
70s.
70s,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
early
Well,
70s. Yeah.
it's a good
So,
time though, man. The 70s. A lot of good music
oh
was
yeah,
coming
yeah,
out
yeah. I
back
mean,
then.
I loved AM radio back then because they would play like an OJ song next to like a sweet song. It was just everything was combined. They didn't care. There was really no, it wasn't like, that's an R&B song. It was just all good.
Yeah. So we're here talking today because Eviction is getting together for some reunion shows. And I
Yeah,
know that you originally had scheduled for June 2020 and had to
yeah,
cancel that. But you're doing June 24th at Spirit. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I noticed before that, a week before that, you're playing in Brooklyn at the
yeah,
Brooklyn Monarch. Monarch. Did I say that right? Monarch.
yeah, yeah. Monarch. Yeah.
And how did that all come together? Because I knew you were doing the reunion show, but I didn't know you were doing a big show in Brooklyn.
No, it was weird because the Brooklyn show, the guy who's putting it on at Farsley, he was an old Eviction fan from back in the day. Like there's videos of him when we played CBs up there just jamming. So we he saw us, he'd follow us on Facebook or whatever, me and drummer Rockhead. And he was like, "Oh, you're playing a show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I'm putting on this metal fest, this thrash metal fest. You guys want to do it?" And I talked to the guys, and it was like, "Yeah, we'll do it." And it's a week before our show, so that's our first show
It's a
together.
good warm-up gig, man.
I guess, man, it's nerve wracking, man.
Yeah, it is, man, because you're probably going to have a crazy crowd, man. I was just in Brooklyn not too long ago at St. Vitus Bar. That place is great.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
whole vibe in Brooklyn is really, really good now, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone's like waking up from being in the dead zone the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
Um, well, let's go all the way back here and talk about, I believe Struggle with Society was the first thing that you guys put out. before Who Will Win, correct?
Struggle was, that was first.
And it was with Bill and yeah, Bill was the only different member because Wes was there at the beginning. So Rockhead, Rob, you and Wes, did you four actually start the band together?
Robbie and Rockhead formed the band, and then I attempted to be their bass player, but I was so horrible that they were like, and we always hung out. They're like, "You're not going to play bass. We'll get you to. You want to sing?" And I never sang ever in my life. I hardly ever played bass. I just wanted to be in a band. And I became the singer like by default, I guess. And got Wes. Wes used to hang out. I went to the Art Institute for a time, and there was always these Art Institute parties we used to go to, and I met Wes through there. So I think we had a bunch of other bass players before we got Bill. Yeah, we had
Bill was
George Grant.
Yeah, Bill was the one.
He was the one on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first one. Yeah, our first bass player was George Grant. Remember George Grant? He's in. He was in Bird of Prey. He was in Necropolis. He was.
Oh wow! Nice.
What else is he in? He has a new band, and he moved to New York. He started working for some labels up there. I believe he worked for Important at one time. Maybe.
The old distribution company that had Combat and Megaforce and all that. Yeah.
He was our first bass player. He worked with us at Ides, the record store.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had him, and then we had a couple other ones, and then we found Bill, and Bill recorded with us.
If it wasn't for Ides record store, I never probably would have signed you guys to Metal Blade, which we'll talk about later, because that's how I got to know you guys, because Robbie started sending me tapes and stuff. And then with Who Will Win, which you actually re-released. I got the re-release of it right here. Yeah, you re-released that a couple of years ago on Rat Records. That's when Ted joined the band on bass. And we might as well address the elephant in the room right now, since Ted's name came up. He's not going to be doing the reunion show with you.
No, unfortunately, we all needed practice to do these songs, and we didn't want to go in, half-assed. So it was like, okay, we all got together and we're like, well, we have to start practicing on this date, and we're going to practice every week. And with Ted doing his movie stuff and in and out of time, he couldn't fully commit. And we're like, dude, we need you to be here all the time. Me, I still play in bands, so I guess my chops are kind of all right, I guess.
The cheats, yeah.
So, and we play out all the time. We practice all of them. So I stuff pretty much off. But Robbie hasn't played in years. Ted hasn't played in years. And Rocket hasn't played in years. And I was like, we got to get, and that stuff we play is kind of fast and,
heavy.
We did that stuff in our 20s,
Yeah.
And we're like, all 50s now. So it's like, it's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, he couldn't do it.
Yeah. And, well, he was there with you in '88 on Who Will Win, and then for the Metal Blade record on The World Is Hours Away. And Dominik joined the band. Did he join right in around after Who Will Win came out?
Yeah. After, we lost Scott was playing with us, and we lost Scott, so they knew Dominik. I didn't really know Dominik. Ted and Robbie knew him. Yeah, he came in for that one record.
It's still really exciting, though, that you guys are getting back together, because I remember conversations went on for many years about this, and it took a while to happen. Why do you think it took so long to get you guys back together for this? Is it because you were busy? You have a popular band right now, The Cheats, which we will talk about, but that's probably one of the main reasons, right?
Yeah, that, and Robbie had Volcano Dogs for a while.
Yeah.
So it was always like, maybe. It was like always like a drunk thing, or when we'd see each other like at a record show or something all together, because we weren't hanging out that much anymore. I mean, every once in a while we'd see each other. We'd talk all the time on the phone, but we wasn't really hanging. I don't know. It just came like, is this the time we should do it? Because we were going to do it when we put out who will win on vinyl. We were going to do
Right.
it then, and then just never lined up, you know. Because yeah, like I said, like you said, I got stuff going on, and you know, I have 2 tattoo shops, and
You're busy, man, and your band's
yeah,
your band's always been busy. I got to see the Cheats many times. You guys always put on a great show. Everyone knows
thanks.
you guys. You have a reputation everywhere. You know, I was talking to Chris Doherty not too long ago, and I mentioned
All right,
mentioned you guys. You know,
yeah,
and he's a fan of the Cheats, and he remembers Eviction.
so
Um,
oh yeah. Oh yeah, every time when Gangrene would come in, I mean, even the last time they were in town, you know, as soon as you saw him, he's like, "What's up?" Oh, you know, a big hug and everything. Are you going to sing with us? And I was like, no, I don't want to come up and ruin that shit. And he always calls me up to sing um fucking
alcohol.
alcohol, which people want to see. I'm like, they don't want to see a goof like me sing it. They want to, you know, have you sing it, dude. He's like, no, I don't want to sing it. You got to sing it. So, me for years.
Boy, I can only imagine how much beer that you and Chris Doherty would go through, man.
Oh, dude, there was times over the apartment when they'd stay in our apartment, and would have him puking out the window,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Chris was just on my show again for the second time after he had, he had a stroke, but he's doing
Yeah. I
well.
saw that.
And the
Yeah,
first time
good.
he was on, he pounded 4 beers down in an hour show. And I was like, Chris is back to normal somewhat. And last time he didn't have beer. And I'm like, Chris, you don't have any beer, but he had Jägermeister in his coffee.
Oh my God. Oh.
He's a trip.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, man.
How did you guys decide? I love Spirit, by the way. I got to go there many times. I actually hung out there once with you at a record show with Robbie and Ted
That's
one
that's
time.
the big room we're playing
Yeah.
in.
So how did you decide to choose that room?
I guess the first time they were going to schedule it, they did it. They were going to do it at this small. They were going to do it at Hollers.
Oh yeah,
Remember Hollers?
Gone. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we'll do it there, you know. And then all once everybody, I guess, fans of the band or whatever, it's like, you can't have it there. It's going to sell out because it's kind of small.
It would.
And I was like, yeah. So I guess they did some finagling and they got Spirit, and you know.
Nice.
Which is a nice bigger room.
I love that
I'm
place.
Getting worried about filling it, man, or getting some people in there.
It's in Lawrenceville, which is the hip section now of Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
the hip section.
Of where I live. When I lived here, there was just junkies and whores. And when this is 25 years ago, and everybody was like, "Why are you moving over there?" I'm like, "I get a whole house cheap. My band can practice in the basement." And then next thing you know, this is the hip, you know.
Yeah, I've been to your place, man. Yeah, you got a good place, man. It's right. Yeah, that is. Wait a minute. Did I come? Have you been in Lawrenceville for a long time?
Yeah, you came here like a long time. Yeah, you came to that cookout one time I had.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was up the road,
right on Liberty.
I was living in Troy Hill when I was there, which I did like. You know, I didn't like coming down the hill every day.
That's scary hill.
So did you guys actually start when the first time you're supposed to do the show in 2020? Were you rehearsing then, or did you not get to rehearse then? And you had
we did a couple. We got a couple in.
But this time you've been rehearsing a lot.
Yeah, we've been practicing for the last 6 months.
6 months. Wow.
Yeah, at first we were doing it every other week. And then about 2 months ago, we started doing it weekly. Sounded good, you know.
I've seen
there's some nights. Well, I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes it's like, oh man, this is incredible, and then there's some days it's like, ooh, can we still do
this? Well, you guys are a pretty heavy, fast band. I remember seeing you guys live, and you guys were like fantastic. You know, it was like total thrash experience. You know, and that's why I liked you guys. And we didn't talk about The World Is Hours Away, which came out in 1990 on Metal Blade Records. You guys didn't really get to do a full-on national tour with that record, did you?
No, I guess they were supposed to get us a booking agent. This stuff with Metal Blade started really bad, really fast. You know, that's like after you left. You know, we were left out hanging, and they just didn't care. We were supposed to play the CMJ festival, and they canceled out on us.
Well, I apologize, man, for leaving. You know,
it wasn't your fault.
Things like that happen, but you know, I mean, it's a great record, and I know there were some ads that ran, and we did push the record. And
yeah. There was ads. Yeah, that was all good.
It did get out to a good start, but you know, sometimes these things at an independent label, take a while to develop. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember we were done with it, and it kept on getting the date kept on getting pushed back when it was going to be released. So, whatever, man. It was fun.
It's a really good record. Are you going to play songs from all your records?
Yeah, we're going to play everything from all 4 releases, the 3 demos and the Metal Blade record. Because something came out after the Metal Blade record.
Yeah, the Think Tank, 1993.
Yeah.
I saw that, and that was with a couple of different guys on drums and guitar, I think.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
play after an hiatus with me. I left the band after the Metal Blade thing, and then they had a singer for I guess 2 gigs, and then I came back.
It wouldn't be Eviction without you, Todd.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really good that you have the three core members of the band doing the reunion.
Yeah, I mean, we would love to have Ted do it. I mean, we asked him if he wants to come up and play a couple songs. He still has an open invitation. We got to see.
You never know, man. You never know with Ted. We know Ted well, so you never know with Ted.
Yeah. You never know.
We never
could be in Austin. He could be everywhere.
Yeah, we never could have predicted he would be in the film business, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm happy for the guy, though. I really am. Let's talk about the Cheats for a couple of minutes since I have you on, because you guys have put out a ton of records. How many records the Cheats have out?
I think we got 5 records, but we're on the calm. We actually got 2 records in the can. We have a covers record. We've been together 21 years, so we have a record, 21 songs, 21 cover songs. Because whenever we record, we'd always do a cover, and sometimes they'd get released, sometimes they wouldn't. So we have 21 songs coming out. That's called Cheats 21. I hope it's just. We don't want to go through all the it's a fan club record only.
Wow.
So you have to see us. You have to see us or get it off like Bandcamp or something.
I'll get it off
Bandcamp.
And
then we just got done doing another record last Saturday. We got done recording it. So
I saw a couple different versions of the band, and the consistency is always there, man. You guys are like, you know.
Yeah, we have like 37 ex-members.
Yeah, you did that benefit show for me too in Pittsburgh. I mentioned that because that was really cool. I did a benefit for Animal Friends, and you guys came to the plate, man. And we raised a lot of money that night. So thank you for that.
That's cool.
So as far as the Cheats go, you know, it's still I mean, are you guys going to do some dates? You're going to play out of town a lot? I mean, I know you've.
Oh yeah. We're always going to. We always do like a fall kind of tour thing, so that we're setting all that up. We usually go down south, Atlanta, North Carolina, all that stuff, and then we have some stuff happening, New York, and then like Buffalo, all kinds of places in the East Coast too. So yeah, we're always going out and doing stuff.
Cool. Getting back to the show on the 24th at Spirit. Sorry, man, I'm always all over the place.
That's all right.
My routine.
That's all right.
Is there advanced tickets being sold right now for the show?
Yeah, you get them with the Eventbrite. That's the only way you can get them. That, and I guess at the door. When we did it first, we had tickets printed, but they didn't want to do that this time. But those tickets that are printed are still good.
Cool, and it's getting closer and closer now. You're only 23 days away, but you got the Brooklyn date before that. So, and Dan, who played with Robbie and the Volcano Dogs, is actually going to play bass with you.
Yeah,
how's that?
Yeah, Dan's been around for a long time. He's been around since the Banana days, playing in other bands. So we knew Dan forever.
And Mark on guitar.
Yeah, Mark, that was in the Cheats with me for 10 years. He's playing guitar. He's a good metal player, man.
Yeah.
And same thing. He's been around back in the day too. So it's we all hang out together. So it's really cool. We're all friends anyways, because we're all weird record collectors. So that's how we're all, we'll go out to record store day, or we'll meet over record store, buy some stuff, go hang out, go to the bar. I mean, that's because we're all friends.
You're one of those
that what makes it better.
Yeah, you're one of those rare dudes that can walk the metal and the punk line like side by side, and you pull it off, dude. You're a punk and a metal head. How do you do it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I like everything, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was always in Eviction. I was always the they were going more metal side. I was always going the more punk side. So it all worked out.
I know you love Hanoi Rocks.
Oh yeah, I love all that shit, man.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of that, man, because we've talked about that before. So what's going on in Pittsburgh these days, man? How's the music scene out there? I know you lost the 31st Street Pub, you lost Howlers.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. It stuff's starting to get back up. They're starting to, like, little clubs are opening now. The Rec's opened back up. It's a new name now. It's still good. There's still little places opening up. Everybody's kind of pulling together, so it seems cool.
Cool, man. Yeah. And I always like Pittsburgh because a lot of good restaurants, a lot of good places to eat.
The
pandemic kind of screw you guys up a little bit, like it screwed us up out here.
Yeah, dude. It's still weird because I get off work at like 9 o'clock or whatever or so, and we try to look for places to eat. They're all closed. Stuff closes early, and then Mondays, forget it. Nothing's open on Mondays for some reason. But slowly, I hope stuff's starting to make their hours longer, so it's getting a little better.
Well, that's good, man. And how's Robbie doing?
He's Robbie. Yeah, he's too good. He's has his own language and his own little world.
I said, Robbie, come on the show. He goes, I want Todd to do it. I'm like, well, what about if you and Todd do it together? He goes, just let Todd do it.
He doesn't, dude. We always laugh at him when like there's stuff that like people want to interview him or anything. He's always like, nah, I don't want to be quoted. I don't know why. He's still, I think, and I think the whole kind of, he just got like a cell phone not too long, maybe a couple years ago, because he never had a cell phone.
No.
And then he has no social media. I think he's on Facebook just to see what other people are doing, or check out the metal scene or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't do any social media. He's just stuck that way. He just don't want to do it.
I know that Greg I passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
And you guys all met pretty much there, right? Didn't you?
Yeah,
and Ted all worked there?
Yeah, all three of us worked there. Rock had worked there for a while until he got fired. Doing dumb shit. Yeah, at one time we all worked there, and it was always like a pain in the ass. We'd always have to go to Greg. We're like, "Hey, can we have off?" He's like, "How many of you?" We're like, "All of us. We got a gig." And there were like four dudes that worked there. But at the time, that was like the happening place. It was like 20 dudes, 30 dudes that worked there.
Yeah, I love Dides.
Yeah, it was a fun place, man. We talk about that all the time.
When I was in town, living there, 2003 to 18, it was a different Ides. It wasn't the Ides.
Yeah, it was totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of everybody. It was funny because after we all left, if you went for a job there, Greg I would have a whole list of people. He goes, do you know any of these people? If you knew anybody on the list, you weren't working
there. Oh, man, that's funny. Well,
and it was weird because I always got along with Greg, and we had this love-hate thing. And whenever I do a podcast or whenever I do anything, and eventually Ides would come up, Greg would call me the next day or text me or message me. He's like, "What's up? What'd you say? Why'd you say that about us?" I was like, "Yeah, I got fired from Ides." Called me up right after I got done. He goes, "You never got fired." I'm like, "Yes, you did. You fired me." He's like, "What did I fire you for?" I'm like, "You said I was always late." He was like, "Oh, okay. I thought I fired you for something else. You're allowed to come in here anytime." And I'm like, Yeah, I know. I'm in there all the
time. Oh, that's funny.
He was a funny dude, man.
Yeah, I remember. I remember it wasn't the same when I went in there when I was the last few years, but still, it's sorry to hear about his passing because he's part of the legendary whole Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, he gave us a place to like, stuff happened. That was a happening place, man. That's where like you came for your punk records, your metal records. That's where you came to find out what shows were coming in town or who was cool to listen to. I mean, it was a cool deal. Like we worked there. Jeff from Half Life worked there. It was like he'd hire all these dudes from local bands. So he was a good dude, man.
Yeah,
he hired all the skateboard and all the punk dudes that couldn't get jobs anywhere else. He'd hire them to work there, which was cool.
Yeah, I had to bring that up. So good luck, man, with these shows. I mean, I know Brooklyn's going to probably be a hell of a fun experience for you. There's a ton of bands.
Yeah. We're nervous.
You guys can do it, man. You guys are pros, man. And then on the 24th, that's going to be incredible. I mean, everybody that is going to be there probably.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, yeah. Now I was like, Everett. It was cool. We went to the Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel show. Me, Mark, and Dan went, and we made little flyers. And we were passing them. People were totally into it. And then we put a bunch in the bathroom. And there was a bunch of other people's flyers in there. And like every so often I'd walk in the bathroom, I'd see everybody else's flyer on the ground. And I was looking for eviction flyers, and there was none on the ground. So I'd load them back up. So I guess people were taking them.
Nice.
Or fletching them down the toilet, but there was none laying around.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are right up there with Andy Warhol and Bruno Sammartino, as one of the great all-time forces to come up Pittsburgh.
I'm glad you think that.
Well, listen, dude, thanks a lot, man. And the best.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
My pleasure, man. And I know it's going to be outstanding. And I'm hoping to figure out a way to get out there. So.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely.
Guest list. You get guest list.
What about nobody gets on the guest list? Thanks a lot.
I think I got some pull. Okay, brother.
Peace, man.